Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife when she was sick. Dr. Seuss drove his wife to suicide. He created racist propaganda. He drank so much, he had to change his name. He was publicly humiliated by Teddy Roosevelt. Here are some more unsavory facts. Dr. Seuss was born Theodor Seuss Geisel. As a child, he got to meet Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt gave awards to Boy Scouts for selling war bonds. Geisel was one of the top 10 sellers, but the president only had 9 awards. When he got to the end of the line, he asked,
"What's this boy doing here?"
Geisel developed a lifelong fear of being out in public. One of his first jobs was in a comic magazine. Then he was caught throwing a party. This was during Prohibition, and Geisel was drunk. He was fired and had to change his name. Thus, Dr. Seuss was born. Of course, he was never a doctor. Seuss chose the honorific to console his dad. His father always wanted him to become a doctor. He soon found fame as a cartoonist. Many of Dr. Seuss's cartoons were quite racist. For example, he drew pesticide ads in 1923. The ads advertised the Flit gun, a pesticide spray. Seuss drew stereotypical African savages. In 1939, he published an erotic book. The Seven Lady Godievas was a massive flop. As Dr. Seuss later explained,
I attempted to draw the sexiest babes I could, but they came out looking absurd.
During World War II, Dr. Seuss drew anti-Japanese propaganda. These cartoons were also extremely racist. Seuss was a fervent supporter of internment camps, but this was a common attitude at the time. The worst thing Dr. Seuss did had to do with his wife. Helen Palmer was a children's book author. She was married to Dr. Seuss for 41 years. She had a long history of illness. Helen spent her last decade partially paralyzed. It was caused by Guillain-Barré syndrome. In 1967, she was stricken with cancer. Meanwhile, her husband began an affair with Audrey Diamond. Diamond was married and 18 years his junior. Helen learned of their affair. It broke her heart. Helen Palmer killed herself on October 23, 1967. She was 69 years old. In her suicide note, addressed to Seuss, she wrote,
I feel myself in a spiral, going down, 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 into a black hole, from which there is no escape, no brightness. I love you so much. I am too old and enmeshed in everything you do and are, that I cannot conceive of life without you. My going will leave quite a rumor, but you can say I was overworked and overwrought. Your reputation with your friends and fans will not be harmed.
Newspapers reported that Helen Palmer had died in her sleep. Suicide was a taboo subject in 1967. Dr. Seuss married Audrey Diamond. 8 months later, she was 46, while he was 64. They remained married until his death in 1991. Dr. Seuss's fame as a children's writer is undisputed, but he never had children himself.
You have him, I'll amuse him.
He used to joke. Helen had to have her ovaries removed at 33, so she couldn't have children. Audrey said, Seuss was very happy without children, but Dr. Seuss certainly left an impressive legacy.